Hello everyone, welcome back to my weekly channels new update. Today is September 18th. I would like to update about the COVID-19 case number in Western Massachusetts. So as today's Massachusetts now have total of 125,139 positive case COVID-19 cases. So let's take a look at full list of coronavirus case number in every city and town in Western Massachusetts. Up to today, 17 Massachusetts communities with the high risk the COVID-19 infections. So 4 additional municipal move into the rest area this week, according to the state. So last week, there was 13 communities in the red zone. So now it's 17th community in the highest rate of the positive case per 100,000 residents for the last 2 weeks. The community with the highest case rates are highlighted in the state data in the red, meaning that average daily case rate is more than 8 cases per 100,000 residents. So let's see which city have the high risk, the first one. So you can see this is the map according to the Massachusetts Department of Public Health COVID-19 dashboards. And you can see the rest zone, you see on the map, the rest zone is more than 8 cases per 100,000 residents. Yellows is less than from 4 to 8 cases. And then from greens is less than 4 cases per 100,000. And gray is less than 5 reported cases. So you can see this is the map. So Chelsea's remain the highest risk community in the state, with the average daily case rate of 22.9 per 100,000 residents for the last 2 weeks. The city case count on the same time frame was 121, which is lower than the past. The city conducted 3,451 tests over the last 14 days, and 163 were positive. It's about 4.72% positive rate. The second city is the Nantucket. So for the Nantucket, the average daily case rate shot up to 18.9 per 100,000 residents for the last 2 weeks. Last week, the average case rates were 5 per 100,000. So it's yellow from last week, but now it's go up to the red zone. So currently, the Nantucket have 30 cases over the last 14 days, which is higher than before. And there was 806 tests conducted, and 33 was positive. For the positive rate, it's ring up to 3.85%. The third city in Massachusetts is the Revere. So the Revere have the average daily case rate of 18.8 per 100,000 residents for the last 2 weeks. And its case count for the same period, 160, which is higher than in the past. There was 4,426 tests conducted there, and 201 was positive for the positive rate of 4.54%. The fourth cities that's in the list is Lawrence. So Lawrence average daily case rate was 16.9 per 100,000 for the last 2 weeks. The city reported 109 cases for the same period, which is lower than the past. But there was 4,872 tests conducted, and 259 among it were positive. For the positive rate is 5.35%. The fifth city on the list is Everett. Average daily incident rate is 16.3 per 100,000 for the last 14 days, according to the state data. And there was 111 cases reported for the same period, which is lower than in the past. And then the total of tests were conducted is 2,895. Among it is 132 were positive. For a positive rate is 4.56%. The next city is on the list is Lynn. So Lynn, the average daily case rates were 12.7 per 100,000 for the last 2 weeks, which the case count is 180, and which is higher than in the past. Total tests is 5,469 were conducted, and 249 was positive. The positive rate is 4.55%. Framingham is the seventh on the list, and the Framingham has the average daily incident rate of 11.4 per 100,000 residents for the last 14 days, and 119 cases were conducted and get the positive, which is higher in the past. 4,519 tests conducted last week. And have 130 were positive. Its bring the positive rate is 2.88%. Dedham is the next one, and the average case rates were 11.1 per 100,000 people for the last 2 weeks. The case count were 42, which is higher in the past. And the total of is 1,591 tests were conducted over the last 2 weeks, and 47 was positive. It's bring the positive rate of 2.95%. Linfield is the ninth on the list, and the Linfield have the average daily incident rates for 10.4 per 100 residents for the last 2 weeks. There were 17 cases, which is lower than in the past. The total of tests conducted is 756, and 20 was positive. It's bring the positive rate is 2.65%. The 10th on the list is Monson. Monson have the average daily case rate for 10.2 per 100, and it had 12 cases within the last 2 weeks, which is higher in the past, according to the state data. 608 tests were conducted, and 15 were positive. Its bring the positive rate is 2.47%. The number 11 on the list, for this one, they have two cities which have the same. So Worcester and Redham. Worcester and Redham, the daily average incident rate was 9.5 per 100,000 for the last 2 weeks. Worcester have worst count was 255, which is higher than before. And the total of tests were conducted is 33,709, and 294 were positive. It's bring the positive rate is 0.87%. But Redham, they have there was 764 tests performed. 15 were positive, and the positive rate is 1.96%. The 13th on the list is New Bedford. So the New Bedford's daily average incident rates were 9.4 per 100,000, and the case count were 131 in the last 2 weeks, which lower in the past. There was 3,903 tests were conducted, and 158 were positive. It brings the positive rates of 4.05%. The 14th on the list is Saugus. So Saugus cities, the daily average rate was 9 per 100,000, and the case count were 36 for the past 2 weeks, which is higher in the past. A total of the tests that were conducted is 1,894, and 42 was positive. It brings the positive rate is 2.22%. The 15th on the list is Stingborough. Stingborough average daily rates were 8.9 per 100,000 for the last 2 weeks, and 15th during that period, according to the state. Total were 556 tests were conducted. 17 were positive. It brings the positive rate is 3.06%. The 16th, the city on the list of the 16th is Winthrop. So Winthrop average daily incident rates were 8.7 per 100,000 for the last 2 weeks, and there was 23 cases during that time. The total of the tests were performed is 2,558 cases, and 31 were positive. It brings the positive rate is 1.21%. The 17th, the city that on the list of the 17th in the red zones is the Plainfield. So the Plainfield have the average daily case rate is 8.6 per 100,000, and 11 cases during the last 2 weeks were positive. So there was like 444 tests performed. 11 cases were positive. And it bring the positive rate is 2.48%. So those is 17 cities that in the red zone in the past 2 weeks. So I hope this will be provide you the information, a great information when you travel with the cousins. So make sure you practice the social distance, wearing masks, and try to prevent the pressing covers. So thank you very much for listening today, this week update new. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button to receive my upcoming videos. Thank you for listening and surprises. See you in the next video.